atmosphere. What a performance from you guys. You're going to Wembley. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. It was a big game. Obviously, we got off to a good start in the first leg, but there was still a lot to do. They're a top team, but I thought everyone dug in. It was a proper team performance, and we got the win.
The atmosphere was amazing. How important was it to feed from the crowd, but also to manage your own emotions? It was a big occasion.
Yeah, our fans are never in question, especially on the big occasions like this. They always turn up for us. They make the game so difficult for the opposition. But it was important that we controlled the emotions. We've done it in the right way. You see, there was a few little scraps and fights, but it was important we've done it the right way.
How much do you feel like you were able to play in Arsenal's frustration?
Yeah, I think we had the game plan, which we thought would work. They play a lot of second balls. We thought if we could beat them in that area, we could catch them out in behind, which we did a couple of times. And our game plan worked well. We got the win, so I'm happy.
Yeah, talking about that game plan, how important was the pressing? Because that pressing, especially when Raya was playing in the back, worked really well for your goal specifically.
Yeah, I think everyone knows now we press. We never change. We always press. We try to make it difficult, but I think special mention goes out to Dan Burn and Fabi Shaw and Sven Botman, our three centre-backs, because you don't find centre-backs who go and press at the opposition's 18-yard line, so all credits to them, and yeah, thankfully I got the goal from it.
You're one step closer to making history for this club. After playing big matches, playing Europe, how do you see this team in terms of maturity, of being ready to win a trophy?
I think it's important for us to stay humble now. We went on a really good run, and we had two results that we didn't see coming, and we didn't really need in our season. So this was a good game to put us back on track. But I think we need to just keep our heads down and focus on what's in front of us.
An unfinished business at Wembley. For many players, you were already in the group, you were unable to play that final at Wembley, but how much do you feel like these players will feed from that experience?
Yeah, it'll be my first at Wembley at club level, so I'm really excited. It'll be a big occasion, but like I said, that's so far away. We can't look too far ahead because we've got so many important games coming up. We'll focus on that when it comes to it.
Anthony, for now, enjoy the celebrations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good night.
From various players and the manager as well before we leave you at around 11 o'clock. There was so much to admire, wasn't there? I mean, as I said, when we could barely hear ourselves, every single aspect of what they did tonight was spot on.
Absolutely, and that comes from the manager. We often talk about maybe English coaches not having that tactical nous, but we saw it today with Eddie Howe. The management, the style that they played, they were aggressive on the front foot. They went into a modern press at times where they put in, like you said about Fabian Shaw, going into mark, Declan Rice, winning the ball high up the pitch. It was fantastic. I mean, the captain's going to tell us all about it now.
Well, hopefully, once Shea stopped hugging him, then that is. Congratulations. We were just saying, to the observers like us, that felt like a near-on perfect performance by you guys.
Unbelievable performance for everyone. I think our fans made the difference tonight. They were unbelievable. I think we did a playing fortnight. The gaffer, my point of the view, was very smart. Everything we planned was perfect. I'm very happy for the team performance, for everyone. And here we go, another final for this club, and hopefully we can win this one. Gonna be amazing for us.
How did you feel pre-match with a 2-0 lead?
Anxious.
Did you? Right, okay.
Of course, anxious. A big game,
not
you
the
know.
only one.
Yeah, yeah, be very, very always anxious. A big game, you know. Arsenal is a top team, but I think when we play like that, we became an amazing team. I think if we can play like that for the season, we can dream big for this club.
Just going to ask about the system. How difficult was it to prepare for this game tonight? Because you changed the system. You only had a couple of days to prepare with this new system.
Yeah, we did more by video because we did the same shape against Man U away from home, the 5-4-1. So we already knew before. So when the gaffer explained us how he wanted us to play, I think everyone was happy. Of course, the 2 goals we scored like there in the stadium was very, very important for today. So we just relaxed. And I think score first was like unbelievable for us, gave another confidence.
It could have gone the other way though. You know, Odegaard had a fantastic chance. It was about 14-15 minutes. He hits the post. And how important was it when I think it's about 90 seconds that Jacob Murphy scores that all-important goal?
Yeah, I was very happy he missed it because it was a big opportunity from them. And I think after 2 minutes we scored, so we had a game changer. I think we knew that if we score first, it would be amazing for us. So yeah, everything was like we planned. Very happy. Now we celebrate with the boys. Amazing night. I think everyone in the city is very, very happy. So I want to enjoy a little bit with them.
You're not down the quayside tonight or not?
No. Going back to
recovering.
Home. Recover, of course.
Well, we saw you celebrating the first leg because you missed the first leg, celebrating at home with your child as well. How difficult was it for you to watch that?
Very difficult, you know. Since I joined the club, I just missed 6 games. So semi-final, stay away. I was like very, very sad about it. But the guys did the job. I celebrate with my son. It was a great moment. It was a great moment at home. Very, very happy. Yeah, and 2 goals there, 2 goals here. Amazing performance for everyone.
Just give us an appreciation of the man in front of you, in Alexander Isak, who caused them more problems, we all think, than any other striker has caused them as a central defensive partnership.
For me, he's the best strikers nowadays. No one is performing better than him, in my point of view. We are lucky to have him. I hope he can keep going, give us goals, assists. He has been amazing for us. Like I said, for me, nowadays he's the best striker.
And it's been 70 years, Bruno, since this football club has picked up a trophy. Will you be the man in a few weeks in March to get your hands on this trophy?
Hopeful would be my dream. Since when I joined the club, I said my goal here was put my name in the club history. I think I gave another step to get it done. It would be amazing. My first season as a captain, lift a trophy would be amazing for me. It's my dreams. Hopeful we can get this.
Bruno, just to ask you about the manager, Eddie Howe. He's done such a great job, obviously, since he's come here. How important and his tactics today, everything just seems spot on from his point of view.
For me, he's amazing. I think we could not have another best manager than him. Since he signed for the club improved a lot, you know. I think for today, he won the game in the pre-match. I think the shape was perfect. He was very, very smart. He deserved the credit.
I'll let you go and get warm. But on just that change of shape, you talked about how you're doing it on video and you did it at Old Trafford. For you personally, what changes for you? Because there'd be times when Fabian Schär is ahead of you, pressing Declan Rice. So what do you have to do differently?
For me, I was main for main on Partey. Where Partey was going, I had to follow him everywhere. So we try a little bit stay man for man in the midfield, and Fabi, of course, was jumping on Rice. And we score like that. Fabi recovered the ball there and we score. So this is a credit for the gaffer. You know, he said to us how we should press and do a delivery. So yes, like I said, the gaffer was amazing today.
Oh, right on cue.
He's the guy.
It's almost like you timed that, Bruno. He said you were amazing today. He said you were amazing today.
Wow. What position did I play?
the team plan, the shape, everything.
No, it was a great night for us. I thought Bruno at the heart of the midfield again was excellent. It worked well, eh?
Yeah,
it's good.
It was good.
Okay, you go get warm. I know it'd be great to have the two of you together.
Enjoy the best
we will.
minute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you.
Just your mic might not be working at the moment, so I'll talk to you and then we'll get it again. Tactically, that worked spot on for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough game. I thought tactically we were good. I think the intention was to be aggressive, and sometimes when you have that intention, for whatever reason, it doesn't work. But today, I thought we put pressure on them early in the game, which helped solidify our plan. We had to retreat at times, but I thought we were always in the game.
When did you decide that you wanted to play like that tonight?
Lose track of days. Monday. Yeah, the work started on Monday.
Okay. That's not long, is it? I mean, we often get told about how much time it takes changing systems and so on and so forth. That's 48 hours.
Yeah, it's quick, but I think we got the Champions League experience really helped us because I think that allowed us, or sort of got us working with sort of 2-day turnarounds, really quick game plans. We do mould and tweak things depending on the opposition, and you can see today there was a lot of change in our performance, but we felt we needed more height in the team. We felt we wanted real solidity at the back, so we felt we had to change in order to win the game. Yeah, and it came off today.
I was just going to ask you the question about, you had times Schär pressing on the edge of the box, Dan Burn pressing on the edge of the box. I was thinking, why are they pressing so high, and how does the system work in behind that? How do you work that?
Well, I have to say that the players deserve the credit for that because they're following the instruction to the letter, and Fabian had big distances to cover today, so his job was to track Declan Rice, whether he dropped low, whether he went wide, whether he went central, and he followed it to the letter. And you can see he's gone right across the pitch, but that's not easy for a centre-half to do. I've played in that position, and if you ask me to press like that, I'm not sure I'd want to do it. But Fabian is capable. He's a really good athlete.
Sorry, Eddie, when you said that to him, how did you take that information on board? He thought, yeah, I've got that? Or because it's a long way to cover, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I say we had 2 days. We actually had 3 training sessions. So it was Monday, Tuesday, and we trained this morning. So those 3 sessions allowed us to repeat, and then the players have to execute.
Eddie, I said to you before the game about what system you're going to play, and you said we're going to be fluid and we're going to have plenty of movement. You exactly had that.
I wasn't lying to you, was I?
No, it wasn't. I felt a bit uncomfortable to start. I thought I'd known you a long time, but you were magnificent today. And I thought the way that you approached the match, because I felt, and he was certainly nervous, that a 2-0 lead is obviously a lovely advantage to have, but that also can bring a bit of anxiety. And you got the balance right of being defensively incredibly sound, but making sure you had that pace on the attack with the front 3, who are always such a threat for you. And I've never seen Saliba and Gabriel so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought we wanted to get pressure on them, and I think in order to do that tactically, you have to allow the players to feel comfortable doing it. We had to get the bodies in the right areas, and that was the way we decided to do it. But still, the players have to execute it. And, you're up against elite players that one mistake, and it can be difficult. But we thought we have to be ourselves. We have to be front foot. If we're not, as you say, with 2-0, it can quickly become 2-1, and then you're on the back foot.
And I appreciate you won't want to give every secret away, but you've now played both legs against them and not conceded against probably the best set-piece team in the league on corners, and I can't really remember them, certainly tonight, having a chance from a corner. How much work on that is incorporated into everything else?
Yeah, again, all 3 days, all 3 training sessions, we had to work on set plays. We knew the Arsenal's threat was so high and so strong, and I think in the home game, the reverse fixture, there was a couple of moments that we got lucky with, got away with certain situations. So again, our team selection was based. We needed Sven's height, we needed Dan's height, without Joelinton especially. We needed Fabi's height as well. So I have to say, Jason Tyndall, the analysts, deserve a lot of credit. They put a lot of work into the set plays, and defended them really well today.
You talk about the aggression as well. There were a few scraps. It was a bit, particularly the battle between Trippier and Trossard as well. You sent them out to niggle, did you?
Well, we're always competitive. You have to be. You have to go up against your direct opponent, and you have to be in their face. So, no, not necessarily a direct order to go, we've got to be aggressive, but we have to stand our ground. We have to try and win our battles. And if that means a physical confrontation, then we back ourselves to mix it with them.
What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the club to be back at Wembley? So two Wembley trips in 3 years. As part of the bigger picture of what you're trying to do here, really.
Yeah, I think it's huge, because I think the first Wembley appearance was brilliant. It was sort of unexpected. But a club like this, and where it wants to be, we need to be there regularly. We need to sort of feel it's not a surprise. We're here on merit. I think we are this year. Our run's not been easy. I mean, look at the teams we've had to face. I think it's 4 Premier League teams, if I'm right. Difficult run, but we've done the hard yards. We've now got an opportunity. Hopefully we can learn from the last one and just improve our performance.
I was just going to say that experience of the last finals not so long ago, so hopefully you can use that as a positive. A lot of these, isn't it? So it's just getting over that line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think when we lost the game before, you have to learn from disappointing experiences. It wasn't a great performance from us. I don't think it was particularly bad, but there's definitely things we can learn in our preparation and our build-up and our execution.
Yeah.
I think the fans as well, Eddie, today, the way that they engaged the game, before we couldn't even hear ourselves, and that was obviously so important for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, here we have to involve them, and I think we did. That was the key to the early part of the match that took the nerves away from the crowd, really. It was, we're front foot, let's get behind the players, and they've always done that since I've been here. They've been absolutely magnificent, and I'm so pleased they get the opportunity to go to Wembley again so quickly. Is
that a dressing room that's celebrating, or are you on to the next?
I'm on to the next, unfortunately for me, quite quickly. But I think that they're celebrating, but in a good way, not in an over-the-top way, just in real love for the game, love for the opportunity that we're going to have a chance to play at Wembley again in front of our supporters. Well, I mean, the visions that I have of that day are still really strong. Our supporters were magnificent, and I just hope for them we can get the trophy.
Okay, we'll see you at Wembley. If we do pre-match at Wembley, we won't ask you about the formation. We'll leave that alone. All right, don't bother. Not the first time I've been told that in my career, to be honest, but there we are.
Arsenal, who they will face, will be decided after tomorrow's match. It's Liverpool and Tottenham from Anfield, and it's Ange Postecoglou's side that have got a 1-0 advantage on aggregate coming into the match. Good to have you with us, everybody. Well, as we mentioned, couldn't have gone any better for Newcastle tonight. Here's a look at the highlights in case you missed them. It started off really well for them. Obviously, they were at home. They had the great atmosphere. They had the saxophone player, didn't they, Nigel, in the pre-show? Howie, the lads. 4 minutes in, Alexander Isak thought he'd opened the scoring, but it was chalked offside eventually.
Yes, everything was in favour. Everyone knew what was at stake at St James's Park. The fans did their bit, and what a great start. It's Gordon to Isak, slides him through, great movement around. We talk about clinical, difference maker. That is that player there. Takes it ever so well, but we will be ruled off for offside as VAR is introduced at this stage of the competition.
18th minute, it was Arsenal, it was Odegaard in this little spot. It was a little heel, and then you see here Kai Havertz lays it off. Can he go with the inside of the foot here and try to hit the target? I'm not so sure he had the time, but big chance from Arsenal there, missed.
And this will be the moment here we talk about again. It's Gordon to Isak. Great touch. What a strike off the post. And Jacob Murphy does the rest. Adjusts. Not an easy finish when you look at it again. Coming at that pace there. Jacob Murphy just adjusts, and it's easier to miss them, but guides it into the back of the net. And Newcastle take a 1-0 lead.
23rd minute, it was Arsenal trying to find something here with a high press against Newcastle. Newcastle with a poor clearance, knocked around the corner. Kai Havertz knocks it back in, and Trossard hits something on target. From there, he's just trying to get something on target. Ends up being a pretty good save and clearance. The three big center backs from Newcastle there to clear it out.
And it's the modern game we look at now. Goalkeepers trying to play out there. For me, this is just a crazy pass there. There's only one way Declan Rice could go. Arsenal give the ball away. Anthony Gordon clearly onside there. Touch, reverses into that near post. Great goal there. You have to say again, Newcastle deserved it. They were by far the better side.
And for Arsenal, on the other hand, well, a worrying time for them. They're 6 points off the pace in the Premier League to Liverpool. They've, of course, got the Champions League still to come, but they're out of this competition. And when you look at the sides that have shut them out 3 times in one season, Newcastle is added to that list. Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United have done it before as well in all competitions. Football's just mad, isn't it? At the weekend, Newcastle, it felt like they were down in the dumps after they lost at home, while Arsenal, they were on top of the world. They won 5-1 against Manchester City. Today, they were humbled, Grello. I just said to you in the break, would Isak have made the difference for Arsenal today had he been playing for them? And you both disagreed. You don't think so, right?
No, and then he convinced me because, look, Isak, he makes the difference at the end of the day. I just didn't want to take anything away from the Newcastle other players' performance, the other 10 players, right, including the goalkeeper. They were so organized. They were so well-tuned into playing in that system. They battled against set pieces. They kept Arsenal out. Arsenal, obviously, one of the most dangerous teams in the world in set pieces, but they've got big, powerful, physical guys. They've got a lot of midfielders that can go both ways, Newcastle. So, but in the end of the day, all the danger comes from Gordon and Isak. And so you wonder if Isak was on the other side, what would that look like? I think it would give Arsenal another dimension. Not just to go wide, they would have a guy that they'd have to worry about in the middle between the center backs as well, a guy that can come between the lines as well. So without taking anything away from the rest of the players, Isak is the big difference maker.
Yeah, I said it and I'll stand by it. I like to watch football with my eyes and not with numbers. And when you watch both games again, from the first leg at Emirates to this, Isak was a massive difference maker. Every attribute that he has of dropping into pockets of space, willing to run in behind, being clinical when those moments arise, he will make a big difference to Arsenal. I think Arsenal have done great. I think when I look at their squad, they have a great squad, but that is what's missing. You talk about competing at the highest level. Manchester City have Haaland. Liverpool right now have Mo Salah, who's on top of the world. Nottingham Forest have surprised so many people in the Premier League, but the big difference for them is Chris Wood. Arsenal don't have that.
If they get that, though, Nigel, are you confident that they will be a real contender, or do you feel that Mikel Arteta has taken this team as far as they can go?
If they get that strike, I believe they will be a real contender, because this is the moments and big games like this to get to a cup final where it shows that you're missing that extra guy. Right now, they're playing chase. They're catching up to trying to catch Liverpool in a Premier League title race when no one expected Liverpool to have had the season they've had with a new manager, taking over a manager of Jurgen Klopp with a big personality and a relationship he built. He's come in there and he's competing on all fronts. For me, it's evident there. And any Arsenal fan who wants to disagree and say, we don't need this striker, we score so many goals. Well, you made a bid for Ollie Watkins. So was that by accident? Or did you press the wrong button to make that bid? They need a striker. They need a difference maker because everything else in the team is already there. It's built for success, but it's built for success now.
Do you think they'll have a different target in the summer, though? Or do you think Ollie Watkins will continue to be the target?
I don't think Ollie Watkins will be the target in the summer. I think that might be a different target depending on what clubs finish where. But also the biggest thing that worries me of Arsenal is the personality thing. I understand Mikel Arteta's style of management. He wants to keep a certain dressing room, certain atmosphere. No problem. That's his style. The best managers we've seen have the ability to deal with big egos, big personalities who might not like you all the time.
Do you think that's a downfall of Mikel Arteta, then, you're saying?
I think for me, so yeah. I think that plays a part. I've been in dressing rooms. I've been in dressing rooms with many big personalities and characters. I know what it has to have a successful dressing room. And all the players in the dressing room you might not like, but have those characteristics to be selfish and want to win. And that's what great teams have.
There's a little bit of a softness around Arsenal, I think. And I don't know how you want to define it, if it's not softness necessarily in the physicality, a little bit of toothlessness, right? Nice guys, struggle in the biggest moments. To win trophies, you have to win in the biggest moments. Like today was a moment that they could have turned it and got themselves into the final. And it was just very flat, dead, out-coached performance from them. So you just wonder, they're missing the nastiness. And, think about last year's campaign in the Champions League. They struggled with Porto, with Pepe in the back. Pepe was 40-something years old.
They almost went out.
Could be someone's grandfather. They almost got knocked out to that because when they face a team with characters and personality and nastiness that are organized and willing to compete, then they start to struggle. And I think you'll see that. In the next round of the Champions League, they have to also play either Juventus or Milan, maybe. And I think they'll struggle against some of those Italian teams that are really organized and just keep everything in front of them.
But look at the game today at the start when we saw Trippier with Gabriel in the right-hand side and he's getting up and he's giving it to him. How many times you watch that game again, you see Newcastle players giving it to Arsenal players and exchanging verbals. But for me, that's just the passion. That's what it means, these Newcastle players. They want to get to the final. They're fighting because they want to achieve it. You don't see it from the Arsenal players. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. You don't have to be out of character. But my thing is, I always say it and I stick by it because the foundation of football will never change. All the great teams we talk about have always had character and different personalities. When you look at the great Arsenal teams, you talk about Vieira, Gilberto. Vieira's getting sent off every 7 games or so. Dennis Bergkamp is probably the most technically gifted player this world has ever seen. But get on the wrong side of Dennis Bergkamp and he'll throw an elbow in you. Martin Keown and Tony Adams at the back. No striker wanted to be next to them because they will do all types of things against you. They don't have that right now, but even without having that, I still feel that the striker is the biggest missing piece.
Well, here's the numbers. Go ahead, Grello.
The biggest worry for me is that if they, this is them in the Carabao Cup against Newcastle. I still don't understand exactly how to calculate XG, but they were shut out. They had a ton of chances, but shots. But a lot of those shots came from outside the box and from were really half chances.
I think, 2 shots on target, 70-something minutes in this game only. 2 shots on target.
By the way, credit to Newcastle, 24 corners to a team that's one of the most deadly teams on set pieces. They've got a mural of their set piece coach. 24 corners defended successfully is pretty impressive. But I think the big worry let's take it into context because I know social will clip up just the one thing that I said.
Don't get nervous now. Don't try and hold your mouth.
Let me just tell you, if you're Arsenal, right, and you've just come off the win against Man City 5-1, I understand that. But if you're looking at these Newcastle performances, if they played Newcastle again in 2 days or in 3 days or next week or whatever, I don't see how they would change it to score a goal. I don't think that if Newcastle set up this way with these players, that Arsenal can break that down. I don't think so because they want to, by nature, they become a little bit one-dimensional by going wide into players like Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard, and they go wide. And then today they couldn't go wide because they faced the 2 wing-backs, so they didn't know what to do. You could see so many moments in the game where there's just hesitation and they just go side to side. It becomes so easy for Newcastle to defend. Then every once in a while they try to play a little cute combination down the middle. The 3 big boys in the back would just go boom. And then into Isak, and now the 2 center backs have to defend. And oh my God, what's he going to do? Is he going to dip behind us? Is he going to come and dribble? and it's just a nightmare for them. And I'm telling you, the worry is that if they play them again, they would struggle again. They would. It's very likely that they wouldn't score again. We're talking about 300 minutes of football that we're not able to. They didn't look like scoring to me.
It's too predictable. And again, I think we need to give credit to Eddie Howe because he made changes. He's coached Newcastle well. They're well organised. Made it difficult for Arsenal, and Arsenal never looked like scoring today.